If you go to your favorite coffee shop when you're not feeling motivated to work, the hustle and bustle of all the people around, the associations you have of having a nice cup of coffee, maybe a cappuccino, and all of a sudden you're in a different mood. If you didn't feel like working, all of a sudden you feel like working. Why does that happen? My name is Alex, and I got this comment that was asking about what you can do if you are trying to do something and you don't feel even the least bit motivated. I tried to make an argument that if you're trying to do the dishes, you should just grab a spatula and get started. And that builds the momentum and gets everything else done. But what if you can't even pick up that spatula? What can you do to get yourself to that place? Like, have you ever been back to the school from when you were like 10 years old and all of a sudden you felt like a stupid kid once again and remembered all the dumb stuff you did and felt bad? Almost like you were that 10-year-old all over again? If you've ever had the thought, why am I 25 or 40 and still don't feel like an adult? What does it mean to feel like an adult? What even is all that? Find out next week. One of the things that happens when you get very stressed and your emotional system is overactivated is that you tend to process a lot of habits, a lot of existing beliefs and emotions, and your environment plays a large part in that. If you go somewhere that brings up a lot of memories, it can honestly feel like you're transforming into that person you were when you were in that place. Especially if you're in the process of trying to start a lot of new habits, you associate your current space, your current environment, your current home with a lot of negative memories of not doing the habits you want. You can look at objects and things in your home, and all it does is remind you of all the reasons you're unhappy. So how do we go about fixing that? What are you going to do about it? That's a great question. Thanks for asking. Just like our wonderful friend here who also asked a question. And if you want me to make a video off any question you might have in the future, post it down below. So there's a cliche part of it, right? If you're unhappy, you can't get yourself to work, go somewhere that makes you happier, you know? If you have a park nearby that you enjoy, if you have a waterfront or a forest or anything else that can put you back in a state of peace and summon up all the things you enjoy about that particular spot, that's an easy answer. But what if you don't even feel like doing that? Well, the good news is you could take an even easier step, and you could do it right now. Close your eyes and just think of the most recent place that you absolutely loved going to. That was just like, oh, this place has amazing coffee. I want to bring all my friends here. It just has all these amazing, wonderful thoughts and feelings. And I'm serious, do it right now. If your eyes are still open and you're still seeing me, you're screwing it up. Good. You see, the beauty of being a person is that your mind can't necessarily tell the difference between an imagined circumstance and a real one, but it helps to use as many of your senses as possible. If you can't go to the park, you can imagine going to the park. You can imagine the smells of the pine trees and, you know, your favorite log that you love to sit on and meditate in, and you can put yourself in that place and start increasing your mood. All you need is to steer the ship a few degrees in a new direction. The wonderful thing is, just like a downward spiral can be started with a lot of negative thinking and associating bad objects with bad thoughts, you can just do the opposite. Reminisce on something awesome. A couple extra hot tips. Gratitude, actually scientific, not just woo-woo as well. Be grateful that you can go to places in your head even when you feel bad, and that you have the power to start nudging things in the right direction. And when your brain starts latching on to cool things that are happening, neurons tend to fire in continual ways. They like to go down the current trajectory. They don't like to change paths. So you're just going to keep finding more cool things you want to be doing. So you see, that's the deal. Picking up that spatula, too overwhelming? Change your environment. Go for a walk, go to a different room, do an activity you think is awesome. The power of a different environment, whether in your head or real life, can be a lot more magical than you expect. And I'm sure you can walk away from this video, reflect on a few situations of times that you walked into a place and you were really happy and you got sad or upset because of the time you tripped and fell in that restaurant and everyone laughed at you. So instead of having it happen to you, you can take control and put yourself in an environment and build associations with an environment that are awesome. And then it stops being such a freaking hassle to put these new habits into practice. Get used to doing good things and things that matter to you and things that you enjoy. And until next time, I'm Alex, and this was me changing my environment to change my life. Subscribe.
Okay.